Greetings, creeps. I am coming to you today with a Fangoria exclusive. This one is fresh out of the oven, coming in hot. Last night, the Game Awards confirmed a long-standing rumor with the world premiere trailer of The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a multiplayer video game from Gun, the same folks who brought us the Friday the 13th video game. But who will step into the iconic role of Leatherface? We are so excited to announce that Leatherface will be played by none other than Kane Hodder. We gave you all the clues. Kane stopped by to chat with us about the upcoming game and his role. I saw some questions on Twitter last night. Will you be playing as Leatherface or as someone trying to escape Leatherface and the family? Kane is going to answer some of that for you, so check it out. Welcome to Convo Fango. Today we are joined by Kane Hodder to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Yay!
Yes, that's right.
I should have had a chainsaw. I fucked up. That's when I should have been like,
I got one over here somewhere.
In your pocket. You just carry it around with you.
Yep.
Smart.
Very excited.
So I'm very excited about this. Thank you for coming to chat with us today. You are going to be reprising your role as Leatherface, who you played in, I think it was 1990 in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And now you're bringing it back for the video game.
Well, actually, I didn't play the character the whole film. I was stunt double for R.A. Mihailov, who played the character, but I did quite a few scenes because there was a lot of scenes with a live chainsaw with a chain on it near the actors. So just to cover themselves, they would have to add a stunt person do that. So that's most of the scenes I did. A lot of, getting hit by the car and all that stuff, but I did quite a bit as a character.
You did the easy stuff.
Yeah. R.A. walked around with the chainsaw. I did all the difficult things.
Oh, no. Did that make you nervous, having a chainsaw with the chain on near actors? It makes me nervous just hearing about it. Not at all. It's
no,
casual.
Not really, because I don't know. I've had so many weapons when I was doing the Friday movies, and a lot of real weapons in those too. So I was kind of used to being aware of my surroundings when I have a dangerous tool like that.
Right.
And, of course, I would have to mess with people and be walking toward the director with the live chainsaw running and then act like I tripped. And
oh, God.
That's just for my own entertainment. So.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm sure they appreciated that.
Oh, I don't care if they did or not. It was fun for me. That was the whole point.
Purely for your own enjoyment. I appreciate that.
That's right.
I mean, I get nervous when I smell or hear a chainsaw. So if I saw you walking towards me and like tripped with the chainsaw, I'd probably just start crying.
Do you think you should have told me that? Really?
Oh, God.
Because people have always told me things like that. But it would really make me nervous if you did this on the set. And sure enough, I do it just because you just clued me in. So,
you know what? I'm usually smarter about that. I don't speak on my fears out loud because I don't want them to be used against me. So I just messed up majorly.
Too late. It's already, damage is done.
My only hope now is that I can outrun you. So I better start training.
Well, yes, that's a possibility, but.
Amazing. Now that I've told you my worst fears and that you can use those against me.
And I will.
Yeah, I don't put that past you at all.
I'll find out where you live.
Oh, no. Just sobbing in the corner now. After this interview, just rocking back and forth. Thanks for that.
I probably will be too. So.
Oh, yeah. I get that. I get that a lot, more than you'd expect, maybe. So let's talk about the game, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's going to be based on the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. So I'm kind of wondering, did you have any kind of like trepidation of stepping into kind of like Gunner's footsteps, so to speak?
Well, I mean, Gunner was a friend of mine for many, many years. I think the very first time I ever did a autograph appearance based on the fact that I had played Jason one time at that time was with Gunner. And it was just him and myself. And we just became very good friends as a result of that. And he was a great guy. And I really wish he was still around, but I didn't really have any trepidation thinking about trying to replicate some of his stuff, because that's the whole point, is to try to make it, for me, try to make it reminiscent of Gunner's performance. And because it's the iconic one of all the films and the one everybody remembers. So I really try to do, I feel almost like I'm doing him an honor, instead of trying to take over his role or something, even though it's a video game. I just feel like I'm kind of doing it as a nod to him. Hey, I miss you. And, you know, this is what we're doing now. And I just was very happy when Ronnie Hobbs was the one that contacted me, and we had done the Friday game together and said, hey, we're doing another game. There's going to be a lot of violent acts. I'd like you to step in there. And I was like, before he told me, I was like, I wonder what that could be. And just like fans are doing right now, they know we're doing this game, but of course they don't know what it is. And fans are constantly trying to guess. And, you know, they want so badly for me to confirm or deny, even if it's not a certain game, but I won't do any of it because I want them to keep thinking about it and discussing it and the anticipation. And what I like so much about this game is that, you know, with the Friday game, you play as a player, you play as Jason, the killer, or victims trying to get away or vanquish the killer. Now, in this game, there are more than one killer that you can play as. And it just makes it so much more interesting, I think, as a gamer, because I'm not very good playing the Friday game. I've tried, but man, it's frustrating sometimes when you're not really a gamer. So I think this game is just going to be so much more in depth. And, you know, I think you probably know that we had a lot of content for the Friday game that will probably never make the game now because of the litigation situation. But I think just as a gamer, I would find it fascinating to be able to play as different family members,
right,
that are doing killing as well. So it's not just one killer. You got to watch your back everywhere, I think.
Yeah, I'm so curious about that element of it and how that affects gameplay, because you're not contending with one slasher. You've got the whole family that you're going up against. So I'm really curious how that works within the game.
Yeah, I know. It's I can't even begin to imagine how these game designers and I don't know what the term is, programmers or whatever, how they design this stuff, because it's hard enough to do a film, but that's, you know, one point of view for each shot.
Right.
And with the mocap and everything, I just love the process of the mocap, first of all. And, you know, getting to play a character that I've always loved along with Jason is just an honor. And I'm just very pleased that Gunn wanted me to do this again. So I think the gaming community is going to be amazed.
I think people are going to lose their minds over this. What are some of the guesses that you've been getting from fans?
This.
Okay.
What it really is. Halloween quite a bit.
Okay.
And Hatchet, of all
okay.
things, because, you know, the Hatchet films, I think I do horrible things to people in those too. So
yes, that's a good guess.
That's, you know, almost nobody ever thinks it's Nightmare. I've hardly had anybody guess that, maybe because they figure if I'm involved and doing the killing, I'm probably not going to be Freddy. So I don't know if that's part of their decision process, but you know, it's I just know that horror fans and gamers are just ready for this to happen.
Absolutely. Can you walk us through the motion capture process a little bit? Like you walk into the room and then what happens to you?
Well, it's kind of like in a way, it's like a sound stage, but it's kind of a warehouse situation. And there's a grid on the floor. And then there's 75 cameras or something
Was that all?
capturing
Okay.
capturing your movements from every possible angle simultaneously. So it makes it a little trickier to do some of the stunt things because I always have in my mind that if I hit somebody with something or whatever act I'm doing, I have to make it look good from that camera angle.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always aware of making sure it's going to look good from that angle. But when you're capturing everything from every possible angle, it's hard to get used to not worrying about that because, I mean, it's every angle you could think of. So it's covered anyway, but it's just the habit of what you're used to in film. And, you know, we rehearse and block out the scenes, and I'm wearing spandex bodysuit with sensors all over it. So I think that's pretty fucking scary right there. Me in spandex. You have to watch my language, by the way.
No, you're good. Say whatever you want.
Okay, good. So, you know, it's an odd thing that because when you do a film and you have wardrobe and mask and weapons, well, I have weapons in this, but you feel like that almost helps your performance. Mm-hmm. So that now when you don't have a costume on and you are performing these kind of things, it's a little hard to get used to. But what I was amazed by when we first started doing the Friday game was even though I'm standing on the mocap stage, I can look at a monitor and see myself already animated as the character. And that helped a lot because I could, in between takes, I could do movements and watch the monitor screen and see how it's really going to look in the game. So it was easier to get used to that whole process.
That has to be helpful. I didn't even think about the fact that when you're performing in a movie, you have that character built up in a number of ways. You've got costume, you've got makeup, etc. With this, you're just walking out there as spandex man, you know? So
yeah. And I, you know, since I'm doing the mocap for Leatherface, I feel like I need to have more bulk because he was a big guy. So I wear kind of a little bit of a weight suit just to help me feel more like the character. Doing the mocap for Leatherface, even though I have the spandex on, I've been doing a lot of it with cowboy boots on because that's what Gunner wore. And it's, you know, it's not necessary because it's mocap, it's not being captured, but it just helps the feel of the character because cowboy boots are far different than the boots I wore as Jason. So it kind of helps with the performance as well.
I love that. Also, I know what I'm going to be for Halloween now. I'm going to wear spandex and cowboy boots, and people aren't going to know what I am, but I'll be like, just wait, you guys will see. You'll understand. It will make sense eventually.
Because people will eventually see pictures of me in spandex with cowboy boots. So
yep. So I'm curious, you've already kind of touched upon this a little bit, but is there anything about the motion capture process that is like, aside from what you've already mentioned, either more hindering or more freeing than it would be doing these actions for a movie?
It's certainly more comfortable environment because it's within a building and I'm not used to that. I'm used to being out in the freezing cold weather. And like when I did Jason Takes Manhattan, every single shot before we rolled the cameras, the makeup effects people were spraying me with bottles to make me wet.
Oh no. Oh God.
You would have thought even back then that there would have been some kind of technology to make me appear wet, but not necessarily be wet. But every single shot. So I was incredibly uncomfortable the whole film. But the mocap stage is so much more easy to work with that way. you know, the temperature is constant, and it is a little bit strange, as I said before, not having wardrobe or mask or makeup or anything like that, because there's no, all you have to do is get into the mocap suit and you're ready to go. There was no process of getting there, because you're not really being photographed, I guess, in the same way. And the whole, once you get used to the environment, then it's fairly easy, because you get into your character, and regardless of what the surroundings are, you start just feeling at home again. And I'm at home, you know, doing horrible things to people, and I enjoy it, and it's easy.
Well, welcome home. Was this process any easier for you coming back into motion capture versus like your very first time doing motion capture? Like, I imagine that would have to feel extra foreign and extra strange, but now you're coming back to it.
It was a little bit different. Yeah. I mean, when you first start the process, it's a little strange, but it's pretty easy to get used to, really. And once you, especially like I said, once you get into your character, regardless of if you're a victim or a killer, once you start performing, it all feels the same, and you feel at home doing it.
I like that. And like you said, this is your home. Is doing terrible things to people.
Be good at it. I don't know.
You're fantastic at it.
Thanks.
Do you have any thoughts about the new life that these characters get through video games and beyond?
Oh, for sure. There has been quite a few people that come up to me talking about the Friday game and how much they love playing it and how enjoyable it is. And then I'll very often say, well, so which movie was your favorite? Oh, I've never seen any of the movies. They don't even have, because they're young enough to not have necessarily seen them in theaters, but they love the character and the storyline and everything so much. And they've never even seen a film, which to me was pretty surprising at the beginning. But I guess it makes sense, you know, but, and with a character like Leatherface or Jason, everybody knows those characters, whether they've seen a movie or not, or whether they played the game. They're just, everybody you ever talk to knows who Jason is or Leatherface. And I guess that helps the recognizability of doing stuff like this, because I don't think that you could find a person that's never heard of those characters,
right?
Even if they've never seen anything.
Yeah.
So it's a fun process. And this time with the Texas game, we're working with people that I've known for a long time. In the Friday game, the other mocap actors were just stunt people, and which was fine. I mean, they did a good job. But with the Texas game, we have actors that are known for certain things performing the mocap, and the gamers and horror fans are just going to love who's also involved in this game, because they do have a history with the franchise. So.
Well, I'm just letting you go to see if you like say any names, and I can see Ronnie shooting eyeballs at you from off screen over here.
Yeah,
I'm like, yes, yeah.
You know, I can just see once the game comes out, all of us actors that we're doing killing things, competing on who is the most popular killer to play as, and with all different family members being killers, it's just going to be something that we're going to be competitive about it at conventions.
Right.
Because we always are anyway, but
yeah. Amazing. You know what video I want to see? I want to see a video of you guys all playing the game together when it's ready. That's what I'd like to see.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because when I do poorly, which I will, because I'm not very good at the games, but when I do poorly, I can just go ahead and smash somebody.
Yeah,
Even
there
if
you go.
it's an actor friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for instilling that
Yes,
into
absolutely.
my
You're
head.
welcome. I'll invoice you after this. Good. And also, I want to play with you guys because I'm terrible at it. But what an honor to be killed by all of you guys, you know? So
Wouldn't it be fun to actually have an event where gamers are playing the game against us, people that did the game? I think that'd be amazing.
that would be bonkers. People would legit lose their minds over that. Yeah, please make that happen.
There's a number of well-known actors doing this, so it's so hard to not say the wrong thing.
I can see like tensing up as you're like
thinking as I'm talking.
You're like, don't say, as you're like listing the names in your head. Yeah.
Yeah. And because there's an old, and I still sign it every convention I do, copies of the old Nintendo Friday the 13th game. And it's just horrible, but they put a picture of me as Jason on the game. So people bring it to me all the time, even though I had nothing to do with production of the game. It's kind of cool to see those old, people bring VHS tapes of the movies and unopened VHS tape just yesterday from Jason Takes Manhattan. I said, how did you have this rewrapped? No, I never opened it.
Oh, wow.
I'm amazed that, people are used to bringing stuff that they viewed, but yeah.
That's why you got to get 2 copies.
Probably.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
probably true. Yes.
I love that. And also, I like to think, I know that you said you have a lot of fans coming up to you that have never seen a movie and they're just big fans of the game. I also like to think that there are fans who came to the game and then found the movies because of it and are now fans of just the franchise in general,
I would think that's absolutely the truth. Both ways, actually.
Right.
People that were never gamers but love the movies, and then they're intrigued by the idea of trying to play as the character they enjoyed watching. So I think it kind of transfers both ways, blending both demographics together. So
absolutely. Just the way that it's opening it up to new audiences, like you said, across the board in both ways, in both aspects, I think is a really cool thing that we're seeing happening. And I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. I can't wait for this.
Yeah. Neither can I. I'm going to die immediately, but I'm still so excited to try it out.
Oh, I will too, but
yeah, that makes me feel better.
To play the game battling myself is kind of strange.
That does seem like it'd be an odd thing.
The Friday game, it's like, wait, it's an odd feeling that I'm fighting to the death myself as that character, and I get pissed off when I don't win. So I guess I just don't like losing at all.
But either way, you're kind of winning, right? Because you're losing to a version of yourself, sort of. So
Right.
either way, you win.
Very true. Either way, I win.
Yeah. I mean, you could, perspective. There you go.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with us about the game before we go?
I mean, people know it's a process. It takes a long time to build all the motion capture for game and all of the technology and stuff. And every time we do a new game like this, there are new things that we can do. And not necessarily anything I do, but in the production and the enhancement of the mocap, it just gets better and better every year. So I just want to make sure when this game comes out, people will give it a shot and play it, because if you don't, I'll kill you.
Simple as that. Very casual. All right.
That's it. Not making a threat, just a promise.
Shit, how do I pre-order my copy? Can I pre-order right now just to make sure I don't get killed for this?
No, that doesn't guarantee anything, but good
Oh
try.
no. Oh my God. I thought that was my fail safe. So much for that.
Yeah, well, there's no fail safe when I'm around.
Oh no. I'm gonna have nightmares after this interview, but I'm
Good.
here for it. It's an honor.
That's great. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all the elements that you want in there, you know?
Suspense, surprise, yes.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
The looming fear that you might come and kill me. It's all a good time.
Might.
Oh no.
I know where you live now, remember?
Oh, no. I gotta go pack up my shit and move.
It's not gonna work.
Oh, no.
All you people think you can get away, and it's never gonna work.
I've seen enough of your movies to know better. I'm an eternal optimist. Thank you, Kane, for stopping by to chat with us. Guys, I did that whole interview with this next to me, so that was pretty neat. Thank you to Gun. Thank you so much for watching. My mind is still reeling. We cannot wait to play and see Kane in action. For now, check out the trailer for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Extended search into the nearby communities
I guess I should have a chainsaw for that. Jason, can you edit a chainsaw? That's not a chainsaw sound.